don't have a ton of time. So
You want to see your house?
the fear, right? To make sure that we do invite.
Mom's on the phone.
So often we're afraid of inviting because we're afraid of the rejection. When you read Go for No, which I think you did, then they tell you that this is going for it, that no is a good thing, and the more that you invite and the more you put yourself out there, and more people will say yes, right? So we just have to start somewhere, we own our businesses. If we don't put ourselves out there and we don't invite people after we form with them, then we've been forming with them for nothing. And to be honest, if Brittany had invited me to become a coach or check out a sneak peek earlier, I probably would have said yes. But I know that everybody has to, and at least putting that invite out there initially opens up that communication that, okay, like I have considered you, I have thought of you, and I think it can benefit us both. And when they're ready, then they know that you will accept them with open arms because they've already received that invitation. So just because they may say no right now, it doesn't always mean a no forever. It just means a no. My favorite thing to say, and I don't even know where I came up with it or heard it. I'm pretty sure I made it up myself. I'm probably going to trademark it. Never. Right? Not right now. Yeah, and it's just, we have to get over that fear of the rejection and of hearing no, because they're not rejecting us. They're rejecting the fact that they're not ready to make the commitment. They don't believe themselves is what it is. So as soon as we instill that they can do this and that we remind them of their why and bring them back to their why, because, we've formed with them, so we've figured out why they want to lose weight or why they want to be a coach or whatever. So we've already created that relationship with them. So when we invite, when we do the invite, we talk about, why we think that what we have to offer can benefit them based on their why. And it's a genuine invite, So you say you form with somebody who would like to lose 30 pounds and, maybe there's like legal fees because they're going through a custody thing with their spouse or whatever. I'm just throwing that out there, you can just tell them, like, I know how it feels to maybe struggle with the support system, and there's a huge support system with Beachbody, and I know that you have goals that you want to lose weight, and being a coach is the reason why I've lost weight, and at-home programs, I know that gym memberships are expensive, and so here's other options like Beachbody On Demand is cheap, and you could go on and on about just this one person that's in this situation, and you have so many different ways to invite them to things and make it pertinent to what their goals are.
Right.
So the more personal we make the invitation, the more genuine it is, which is what we want, and the less salesy it feels, right? So yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, we just have to and so most people, when they read your posts are for marketing, and they're for putting our message out there and for our brand. But as far as like getting people to reach out to us, they don't often. There's some times where they do, but for the most part, we have to go find people. Because when people see our posts and when they see us do videos and stuff like that, they think that they can't do it. And that's the reason why they don't reach out to us, because like I said before, they don't believe in themselves. And they don't think that when we are putting those posts out there that they mean that they're directed towards them. So, you could even be thinking of a specific person in mind when you're writing a post, and like that person reads it, and you're like, oh yeah, there's no way I could ever do what she's doing at school, but I could never do that. So unless we invite them, they don't know that we're thinking about them and that we mean so.
Well, and usually when I'm getting no's, it's because it's too expensive.
Yeah.
That seems to be, oh, I don't have the money.
Yeah. it's an excuse. And a lot of times people just need time to wrap their brain around it, because you can talk about the $140 and then, okay, so you get that kind of excuse, and then, or reason, we'll say reason, and we'll be nice about it. And then,
Well, we're not, no.
no, we're not. And then we can make a post saying, like, I'm so glad I invested this $140 into my health and fitness, because especially when you do like your results for your 21-day fix, you can say, like, I am so glad I made this investment, because these are the results I've gotten as a result of this investment.
There you go. I'm going to write that down.
Yes, write it down. Because it's showing them, it's proof the product works, and it's not like they're wasting the money on an investment. And it's also something that they kind of have to be passionate about. So maybe at some point, maybe they've always liked the idea of health and fitness, but it's not something that's been important to them. So at some point it will become important to them, and then they'll be willing to invest that money. So like I said, no, it's just not right now. Like somebody on my Facebook, I have a lot of Roden and Fields consultant friends, and their products are not cheap. Like their packages are like $400. They are so expensive. Like for the like top of the line packages. I think like the lower price ones, the packages are like $180. It's kind of crazy. And I'm like, that's skincare. Like I don't care, So it's actually something that she addressed. She was like, people say, oh, the Roden Fields products are so expensive, but the next time you think that our products are expensive, say instead that your skincare doesn't matter, and see how that feels. And I'm like, well, I can say that, fine. My skincare doesn't matter. I don't care, and I'm totally fine with it. So I'm sure some people say that about the health and fitness journey too, because they're not there yet. And at some point they might be there. Like, I'm tired of my skin breaking out, and I've been talking to one of my friends about a Roden and Fields line. I think, we might just do a little swap. She'll buy a challenge pack and I'll get a little Roden and Fields package or whatever. But, at some point I'll find the $180 to do it, because I want to do it. It's just finding the money to do it. So it's a no, but it's not, it's a not right now. It's a not a no. And I think a lot of people are there. And so the more you invite and the more you follow up, at some point they will make a priority to make that $140 available for the challenge pack. There's 2 people in my challenge groups that I've been talking to for a year about joining a challenge group this time right now. So it's just the follow-up. It's just the consistent putting it out there, running deals where, you get Shakeology, by Shakeology, you get Country Heat for free or whatever. You just reimburse them $10 to make up for the difference. Just stuff like that. You got to keep consistent with the follow-ups. Let me see if I can find the statistics. I think I posted it on the team page, where it's something like 80% statistics of follow-up. It's like 80% of sales happen in like the 6th follow-up or something like that. Like, it's crazy. So don't think that you're bugging people. It says specifically 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. So those are statistics. It's business. I don't know, businessstatistics.net or something like that. So yeah. I mean, statistics don't lie. It's just that people need to make it a priority. That's all.
Well, I've been doing like all my stuff except inviting. And so today I got out of my own little bubble. I've been watching some of the other coaches on YouTube, like their inviting tips and stuff. And so I was on Instagram and I invited 5 people. Like I started like that process. So, and I heard back from one, and like we've just started chatting back and forth. So
yay, good job. That's awesome. It's awesome that you looked at the YouTube videos from the other coaches too, like, using your resources. They're invaluable. They're there for all of us to use. So
yeah, I've been watching a couple videos a night just from all the different ones, like some of the ones we've seen talk at Summit. So I kind of feel like I know them a little bit. So
and it'll make a difference. And like something that I I really promote, you know, is running free groups, and inviting to free groups, you don't feel salesy because it's free. Like,
Yeah.
you know, what are you selling? You're not selling anything. And so you're adding value. It kind of like helps you practice. There's quad up and down the street, and I get so loud. Anyways, it helps you practice the invite process and get your wording in there. And, you know, maybe you can watch a video about, and it gets you like really passionate and really pumped up. And when you do that, like try to find a video that gets you really pumped up about the business and everything that we stand for, like as a team, and which is just helping people, right? And when you get that like fire, get on like your notes on your phone or jot it down in paper or whatever, like you're like in your soul invite about why this company has helped you and why you think it would benefit somebody else because of X, Y, and Z. And then just use that as a draft for every time that you invite to something. Because when it comes from the soul and it comes from that kind of fire and passion, not only do you get like reignited when you read it again, but you help other people with, you know, kind of see your vision and kind of know part of your story and why you're inviting them, you know?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Emotion. Yeah. Go for no. I think that's pretty much it. Invite them because you have something to offer. Like I said, make it like, you know, person specific. They're people too. Forget that we're talking to people. They're not just and you just have to get over the fear. Like take a shot of vodka or something and go to town on your invites. And then when you get that positive reinforcement that people are like, yeah, I'll join your free group, you'll be like, oh my God, that wasn't so bad. I didn't die.
Well, that's how, when I watched the team call earlier and she was talking how like her invites is her favorite. And it was kind of crazy because usually that's not people's favorite, but for her it was. And if they said no, she was like, then I have to invite 5 more people. Like it fueled her to have to get more.
Good for her. Yeah. And I could see how it could become your favorite because that's when you get to deliver your message, you know? And
yeah.
Okay, I know that we've been talking, but my turn, you know? It's like, let me tell you about how amazing what we're doing is, and then we'll go up from there. So,
yeah.
That's why inviting is so important, because people don't think that you are talking to them in your post, and you are, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Our posts, I mean, we are supposed to post like 3 times a day and put ourselves out there and make ourselves relevant, but we have to know, and this is something that nobody told me, and like still I kind of wonder if people I know that certain people have like that it factor where they get a lot of traction from their posts, but the vast majority of us, we get like likes and comments, but it's not like anybody ever actually reaches out to us. But when we reach out to other people, that's when we see our businesses flourish.
Yeah. It must be, they just sit back and watch us quietly.
They do.
And then when we reach out.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, I've been following your page for a while. And you're like, oh, I should have reached out to you. So,
yeah.
And it's cool that you started this journey a long time ago and you have, you know, genuine followers. So, and you're like, hey, you know, I mean, I did it on my own for a while, but I found that I needed the support system and, you know, I need friendships at Summit and stuff.
Yeah, that's so true. I didn't think to look at it that way. Yep. You could use it all kinds of ways. I just am not creative enough yet.
You just creative. You just to twist things, you know. It just takes practice, you know. And nobody's expected to get it. And the first 6 months are hard because it's a whole new learning curve. It's totally different than anything else we've all done before.
Yeah, it for sure is. But I'm getting better at my posts. Oh, and my Snapchat.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot going on there, but it's usually about my dogs and stuff.
I see it. So cute. They're so cute.
I'm like, I'll get there.
But just be you, you know? Just be you. What it's all about.
Yeah.
So what else have you learned with the YouTube videos and stuff?
Like yesterday, to like explain the savings on challenge packs. And then like when you're ready to give it a shot, like just how when you're explaining it, kind of, add that in there. And then I watched one girl, like she kind of said how she invited, I don't remember what her name was, but I wrote like exactly down word for word when she was going to do like challenge packs. So just so I could kind of get an idea, because that seems to be where sometimes I'm lost, is just the right wording.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's, and then 7 tips from this other coach was like consistency, obviously product to product, brand yourself, learning from the best. She said, I would kind of see what they were doing and then tweak it to fit her. And she was like, she went to Diamond in 37 days after signing up. So these were her like 7 tips. So I've just kind of been writing.
I'm sure she invited her ass off is what happened.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. So, and then she just kind of said how like she runs monthly challenge groups, and like she pushes hard the first 2 weeks, and then she kind of just works her challenge groups, like just different ideas on how to get the best out of your month. Mm-hmm. So, because I've thought about doing a free challenge, but I'm like, do you do a free when you have a regular challenge group going? Because I didn't. Do you? Okay. Does it ever get confusing? I don't think it would be too bad because you only have 2 groups, but.
Yeah, no, it doesn't get confusing because you have everything scheduled on your My Challenge tracker.
Yeah.
Same thing as like Facebook groups, I figured out. And so I used to use Hootsuite for my Facebook groups, and so I would schedule on Hootsuite. But now that My Challenge tracker does all that for me, and I used the scripts in the My Challenge tracker, and they're amazing. The scripts that are pre-done in there, you copy and you paste. It's like the best thing ever. And they're great. They're fantastically written, and they're pertinent, and they're informative. And so, yeah, I don't have any problems running the 2 groups at the same time because I have different people in the groups. So I don't feel bad. And you offer so much more to your paid challenge groups than you do your free because, they paid for that,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, okay, because I was thinking about doing one of those too, just to kind of put it out there. Just not a food one, but like maybe water intake and squat or something, because I don't get enough water in, so that would be even good for me.
Definitely. I love the last 2 free groups I did were like water and plank and water and squat challenges, and people loved them. They were great. And I had them ring the bell. I think I told you this. No, it was the Team Cup call. I had them ring a bell, and so every time they did their amount of squats posted, or the time plank posted, or they drank half their water or half their body ounces of their body weight in water, you know what I mean?
Yes.
The amount of water they're supposed to drink. I had them like click on the pinned post because I used the Facebook group. I'd have to see how it would work in the challenge tracker. Well, they check in on the challenge tracker app.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had them check in, and the people who checked in the most, I put them in a hat, and I had my daughter draw a name out of the hat because there was a tie, and they got like a sample pack of Energize and Recover. So it encouraged them to actually do it, and then they see how the groups are run and stuff like that. It was awesome. And
that is awesome.
And it could be something small, like a free little notebook and a pen, or, like it could be anything. So
yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, what I did for my challenge group this time, I did the You Are a Badass book, and then just some headbands and a water bottle.
Yeah.
But that book is helping me so much. So like, I look so much forward to reading every day.
That's awesome.
So
after that, you should read Girl Code.
Okay, I have that one too.
Read it. It's fantastic. It's a great
okay.
So, let's see, do we have any other questions about the invite? Basically, just, get over the fear of the invite. We all here know. But the more we invite, the more we put our message out there. And what we do now is what we will see in a few months, in November, December. Oh my gosh, if we do put tons of work in now, when people are ready for their New Year's resolutions in January, it's going to explode, So,
yeah.
it just takes time. And that's the frustrating thing is nobody wants, like, we heard Gary Vaynerchuk talk. He was like, you guys need to have patience. And Angie, if you get a chance to, maybe it's on YouTube. I'll look around and see if his talk or his, speech at Summit is on YouTube, because it was amazing, right? He's like, you guys need to be patient. This is a business. Like, do you know any businesses that start off and you just kind of put posts on social media and you expect them to explode without you actually doing the footwork and without you actually doing, the actual work that it takes to get into it? No, you can't just post stuff and expect people to come to you. You have to invite. And the breadcrumbing that we do and the telling our stories and the putting ourselves out there and the invitations and the follow-ups, they will pay off over time. We just have to make sure we stay consistent with it, and it'll happen. So.
Yeah. I got that jab, right hook book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I have quite a few. I'm just kind of as I go.
Yeah, and you guys are more than welcome to post what you learned in your personal development, like I do in the morning. I really encourage you guys to do that. It really helps kind of like, okay, what am I going to talk about today? What is my biggest takeaway from the 20 minutes that I spend doing my PD today or whatever?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
You're more than welcome to do that.
Okay, cool. Because I've been getting some good stuff. I kind of figured out how to take a picture you saw on Snapchat, and then I blanked out what I wanted except the big part.
Yeah.
So.
Share that page. I mean, that's what we're all here for. And, whatever struggles I'm having may not be the same that you're having, but maybe like Angie can relate to what's going on with you, and, we're all together. Yeah.
Perfect.
So make sure we get those invites out there. Make sure that we form. Oh, it's so cute. Make sure that we form and then make our invites specific to the person and why we think that they need to be a part of our challenge group, or why we think that they would be a great coach. And if they say no, then follow up. And
okay.
if they tell you F you, then maybe don't follow up again.
So okay, I'll take them off my list.
That you can definitely check off the list. Not anybody. Don't look at somebody's fitness profile and be like, oh, they're super fit, they don't want to be a coach. Because we saw people who have been in the fitness industry teaching classes for years Beachbody coach, because they realize there's a business opportunity attached to it. So there's no limit to what we can do. There's actually a couple of people that I've talked to that are like business people that I'm like, this is a great business opportunity for you. And they just happen to work out in between too, right? And so you just kind of tailor it to why you think it would be great for them and what is done for you in that sense. So there really is something in it for everybody. So.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So don't be afraid of the invite. Okay.
I got it.
If it helps you to be accountable, whatever you want to do, you can assign yourself a number a day and be like, I'm going to do 10 invites a day, and you can post it to the team page and just check in and be like, totally did my invites, check, and so if that helps you stay accountable,
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. What do you think would help you with your invites? What do you guys struggle with the most with invites?
For me, it's just finding the wording. I think that's what makes me the most nervous. It's not even them telling me no, because I'm like, okay, well, whatever. But it's just making sure I don't look like a retard coming across to even ask them.
I assure you don't. But that's where you got to do your PD, right? And be like, obviously not a retard. And I am capable of helping these people. And the more you do it, the more you'll find your wording, and the more authentic it'll feel, the more genuine it'll come across. And that's why I suggest writing it down when you are like fired up and passionate, and it comes straight from the soul, like a word vomit. Like, scratch this out and write it down because I'm on fire right now. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So awesome.
The easier it'll get, like anything else.
Yeah, because when you first do, you kind of just feel like a robot, like, hi, how are you? Like, it doesn't, I hope it doesn't come across that way, but you just never know.
It happens. And I think I met you like, I don't know, a month into my journey or whatever. And I'm sure that my follow-ups were all like, how are you today? You know, like my next challenge group or whatever, but it's.
Well, I had a couple girls reach out to me, want to know about the 21-day fix. And so like, I kind of explained it, and then I just kind of left it, or I showed them a video. I did the video off of Beachbody that they make for the 21-day. And so like, after I kind of told them about it, and I was like, well, here's a video, you could check it out. And I hadn't heard anything. So like, I just keep going back to them and being like, you know, do you have any questions, or, you know, so.
That's all you can do. A lot of times people will not even respond. It blows my mind. I'm like, I'm not that person that doesn't respond. So I like to talk, and that's probably why.
Well, and you look at it and you're like, I know you've seen it because it says seen on there.
I know. And then maybe you can just follow up like in a couple of weeks and be like, hey, how's it going? Like, simple as that. Or hey, I saw on your like, and just a little reset, and then that way, you know, they know that you're not just there for the sale or whatever.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was kind of thinking after I just checked in, because, you know, I showed them, and then I waited a couple days, and I was like, did you, you know, just checking in, do you have any questions? And then I thought, well, I'll just kind of leave it and go from there. So
remember, 80%, I think Angie was gone when I read the statistics, but 80% of sales happen in the 5th to 12th follow-up. So
I'm gonna write that down. Okay.
Does you guys have any other struggles as far as invites go? Do you want to address, or bounce off each other?
I don't. I'm starting to feel pretty solid. Just being consistent is helping. Summit kind of it really fired me up. And then just making sure that I didn't lose it when I came home. You know, I'm just kind of trucking along and being consistent. And then I found this thing on the back of I don't know, I found it somewhere, and it's a picture of like a daily task list. And so I put it on the back of my computer screen.
Oh, cool.
So like when I sit down in the morning, it's like workout, Shakeology, 5 invites, 10 invites, or however. So it's kind of like right there. So I
check it off every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
so that's all I got.
I guess we can be short. But yeah, just make sure. I just want to leave off with just make sure that we make our invite about this. Like, I have a challenge group coming up, and I'm only adding 5 new people. Like, we do that in our group, you know, to like create that sense of urgency. And then maybe they read it and they like it, and then you message them and be like, I'm so glad you messaged me. I totally had you in mind because you said that you wanted to lose weight. Have you thought about joining my challenge group? Like, simple as that, you know? Write that one down because that actually sounds really good.
Yeah, that does sound
good. Yeah. So this is why we do these calls, so we can brainstorm.
That's close, dude. Let me see the times.
Is there anything else you guys want to chat about? Any questions?
Got it.
Cool. All right, guys. So on that note, I'll update or I'll upload this, I think, on the recordings. My computer, my startup disk storage is full. I think I have less memory. I bought the computer with like the less memory than my phone has. So I need to buy an external hard drive. So I don't know if this will actually load to my computer, and so I can load it on YouTube and then put it on the team files, but I will try. And if not, then I will maybe just write like a document saying like what we talked about, you know, just our key points. Kind of meeting. So, all right.
Perfect.
If nobody else has any other questions or anything, then I'm just going to do team calls once a month for now, because there are so many team calls on the uplines with, you know, Team Fit Revolution, Team Triceps, especially. Those two, they have amazing team calls. So with Alexa, a lot of times with, you know, Lauren and Alexa, and then Sarah Try, she's like such a passionate and very successful person. Like she just has this really good energy and just wants really good stuff for all of us. And so, and the Team Empower ones that are super pertinent, I always post to the team page. So it was one today at 3. Dang it. Anyways, so see if you can catch up on the recording from the Megan Ewaldson team call that we had today at 3 on the Team Empower page. It should be under the files also. It should be recorded under the files like I do on mine. So yeah. So I will let you know next month when our next team call is. But if you guys have any questions or you want to schedule a one-on-one to just run stuff by, you know, by me, or we can brainstorm together about next projects coming up, then let's do it. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I hope you guys have a good evening, and I will talk to you all later.
Okay. See ya.